One Zambia, one nation. Welcome to the news, and here are the top stories. President Hichilema officially opens Confederation of African Athletics Championship. First President Kenneth Kaunda remembered. 3 cooperatives in 7 million kwacha boast in Zimba district. Plus 2023 Schools and Youth Chess Tournament opens. The news in detail. President Hakainde Hichilema has officially opened the Confederation of African Athletics Championship for the under-18 and under-20 in Ndola at Levi Mwanawasa Stadium on the Copperbelt province. The event has attracted about 48 countries, and Zambia is hosting the event for the first time.
And that's how it should be. The talented, inheritors, that which will develop. It brings out, there is what we call the team spirit. It's working together, solidarity, and indeed, beyond ourselves and the team, respect for the other team, our competitors, it does set high expectations in us, within our team, and also with the established. The passion that it involves is great as a team, and indeed, I have self-belief that we can do it. And the individual athletes that we can do it. Working with your colleagues, this is one of the means. It also gives us an element of opportunity growth as we move from the early days in the sports and athletics that we participate in. We see ourselves grow over time and become complete athletes. That is very important area that we want to grow discipline to any individual. And I want to say, leaders of our athletic bodies in this country and this country has taken the decision that there is no one sports. All disciplines can grow, and we should support the government support all of this fair and equitable.
Meanwhile, President Hakainde Hichilema has urged investors to prioritize employing Zambians as they set up investment in the country. President Hichilema says it is appreciated that some jobs require expatriates, but that there is need to transfer skills to Zambians. The president said this yesterday when he officiated at the groundbreaking ceremony for the construction of the 600 million United States dollars urea fertilizer and ammonia plant in Chilanga district.
President Hakainde Hichilema has assured both local and foreign investors of government support as they set up investment in the country. President Hichilema indicated that government will support companies that choose to invest in the country by purchasing goods and services they are manufacturing and providing locally. The head of state said no amount of bickering will deter government from supporting local industries. President Hichilema said this when he commissioned a 600 million United States dollars urea fertilizer and ammonium plant in Chilanga district.
The process here, like United Capital Fertilizer, this government has a duty to buy from them what they produce here, and we have no shame. Actually, if you think we are ashamed of what we're doing, you better try again, because we are missing something. We will do it with pride to buy what is made here.
And speaking at the commissioning, Chinese ambassador to Zambia disclosed that the fertilizer plant, which is being constructed by United Capital Fertilizer, will create 2,500 direct jobs during the construction stage and an additional 1,800 permanent jobs once fully operational.
We will be the first modern urine plant in Zambia upon its completion. It is expected to provide 300,000 tons of urine of Zambia each year, which will greatly reduce the agricultural cost and promote agricultural development in Zambia.
Meanwhile, Minister of Agriculture says the desire of the ministry is to see to it that the country becomes self-sufficient in the manufacturing of fertilizers.
The construction of a plant that will take away the imports of fertilizer in the next 2 years. Zambia will never import fertilizer unless by choice, not by requirement.
From the time you've been in office, Mr. President, your instruction to me and many other cabinet officials is to create sectors that will give value addition, that will result into industrialization and provide jobs for our people.
Stakeholders have welcomed President Hichilema's assurance of supporting local and foreign investors through buying locally produced goods and services.
We will have to support anyone who produces locally. We will have to begin to buy from them. So buyer number one is the government. They have made a pledge that they will endeavor to buy from whoever produces locally here in Zambia. And so that's how it must be.
For Zanis, I'm Lakshon Makodza.
Vice President Mtalena Lumango has called on Zambians to uphold love, peace and unity as the best way to remember first President Kenneth Kaunda. Ms. Nalumango said Dr. Kaunda had a rare attribute of unifying the country peacefully, despite Zambia having 73 tribes. She was speaking during the wreath-laying ceremony as part of KK Day commemorations at Embassy Park in Lusaka. More in the following report.
Vice President Mtalena Lumango has called on Zambians to uphold love, peace and unity, as it is the best way to remember the late first Republican President, Kenneth Kaunda. The Vice President said this when she led scores of Zambians and the diplomatic corps, among others, in laying wreaths at the tomb of Dr. Kenneth Kaunda at the presidential burial site at Embassy Park in Lusaka as part of Kenneth Kaunda Day celebrations.
Peace and unity. That must have been his dream. That must have been his vision. That as they struggled to free this country from the colonial power, they thought they needed peace. The country needed peace and unity, because those, then they would move on to development. This is the foundation stone. And whosoever therefore wants to build on Zambia has to build on those principles. The Bible says if the foundation be broken, what can the righteous do? This was the foundation. People wonder how Zambia, with 72, 73 tribes, we have managed to remain peaceful. It's because the foundation was firm. The foundation was strong. Kaunda and his colleagues.
And British High Commissioner to Zambia, Nicholas Huli, shared his views on who Kaunda was.
Dr. Kenneth Kaunda was a remarkable human being, a remarkable leader. He won Zambia's independence from my nation, and he won the respect of my nation. He laid the foundation for Zambia as a nation, for Zambia's future, the foundation based on peace, the foundation based on unity, the foundation based on development through education.
Dr. Kaunda's grandson, Lubuto Kaunda, described the late first Republican president as an inspiration to him and the people of Zambia.
And I appreciate the way this day has been commemorated. It only lets me know that he did so much for Zambia, and as an individual, as his grandson, as well as a member of the Kaunda family, we are really humbled by the Zambian government for how they've appreciated my grandfather, and in a way, we're just humbled.
Dr. Kaunda will be remembered for his immense contributions to the liberation struggle and uniting Zambia's 73 tribes into one united and peaceful Zambia. For Zanis in Lusaka, I am Sunday Warrior.
Also in the news, Minister of Tourism Rodney Sikumba has commended the Public Service Pensions Fund for partnering with the Lusaka National Museum in hosting an art exhibition in honor of the first Republican President, Kenneth Kaunda. Speaking yesterday when he officially opened the Kenneth Kaunda Legacy Walk Art Exhibition at Lusaka's Long Acres Mall in honor of Dr. Kaunda, Mr. Sikumba said the art exhibition will bring the history of Zambia's founding father to life. He expressed optimism that the art exhibition will greatly contribute in enhancing tourists' experience as they visit the mall. And Public Service Pensions Fund Chief Executive Officer Patrick Bobo said in a speech read for him by Director in charge of investments Matandiko that Dr. Kaunda will be remembered as a leader who worked tirelessly in building a better future for the country and the entire region. And National Museum's Board Vice Chairperson Kutemba Foloshi said the exhibition will help to showcase and market the work of the museums in the country. In other news, Chirundu Member of Parliament Douglas Siagalima has implored youths to acquire life skills as the Constituency Development Fund has provided many opportunities for them. Mr. Siagalima, who is also Minister of Education, says the broad vision of President Hakainde Hichilema is to empower youths with both entrepreneurship and life skills so that they can create jobs and wealth for themselves and others. Here's a report.
High unemployment, drug and alcohol abuse have remained the greatest challenges hindering effective participation of young people in the country's economic development process. In order to address some of these challenges, the government, through the Constituency Development Fund, CDF, is now equipping youths with life skills so that they can contribute meaningfully to national development. 24 youths from Chirundu District have graduated from Livingstone Institute of Business and Engineering Studies are now ready to use their newly acquired skills to benefit society.
Our work is far from over, but we have accomplished together has made a difference in hundreds of people's lives. Let us roll up our sleeves and continue this milestone. Okay. We would love to thank our brilliant and truly outstanding sponsors for the scholarship that took place that was March up to December. Your leadership and vision steered this scholarship from our inception. It was a pleasure learning from a college like Libes with pleasant, theoretical, practical, and a friendly environment.
Chirundu Constituency Member of Parliament, Douglas Siagalima, who is also Minister of Education, wants more youths to take advantage of the available funds to acquire skills.
And this is where we want to turn out. We have had no artisans in this country. Artisans come from Zimbabwe. So it was a deliberate ploy by the head of state, Hakainde Hichilema, to put in money for skills training so that our own people, we don't have to hire people from Zimbabwe in order for them to do decorations of our houses or to repair our houses. It is within these people that are coming from here. And I want to call upon all our people, young men and women, please, if you didn't go very far in school, because at some point it was difficult to complete grade 12 if you like. At that level, as long as you've got a skill, you have got hands, a brain, which can maneuver anyhow, go to school.
For Chirundu Town Council, the graduation of these youths is a success story.
How do you feel as graduates? I know a lot of schools that are coming now, many of them have just come now. We do not know how much experience they do have, but my qualifications, my colleges are tested. When you come back, you really have the skill. And this is one of them that you must be associated to yourselves. As you see a lot of them coming.
To Western Province now, where Kalabo Town Council says the utilization of the Constituency Development Fund is on course in its developmental agenda for the district. Speaking during the inspection and monitoring of CDF projects in the Yua constituency, Kalabo District Chairperson David Nyundu noted that the many developmental projects taking place will also improve the well-being of the people. Here's a report.
Kalabo Town Council says the New Dawn administration is on course in its agenda to develop Kalabo District in Western Province. District Chairperson David Nyundu said looking at the many developmental projects currently underway in your constituency, it was clear that government is keen in ensuring that the lives of people in rural areas are bettered.
I think they need to have a checklist and start ticking what we have been telling them in our campaigns. The classroom blocks are being constructed, new health facilities are coming up.
Among the many developmental projects currently being done is the construction of a new palace in Libonda Royal Village using constituency development funds.
There's a need to construct a better structure. That's what is there. So the actual cost will be determined when the other part is done. We're expecting that by June the project should be handed over to the palace.
And the Baroti Royal Establishment BRE has thanked government for releasing the funds to construct the new palace amidst access and transportation challenges faced by the contractor.
Wautwala utata walufumana kiutata walizira mezi atula sulukuza maisari severi sozalona. This one ange mabloko, this one ange cement, this one ange the CPM, this one ange ma white 12. Mi rwaitumbera kakuli kimsevezo wona hala kuzama kabubebe.
Meanwhile, Kalabo District Commissioner Msango Jamba has warned that government will not hesitate to terminate contracts for contractors abandoning works despite being paid.
My warning to the contractors is this, because I've seen some buildings, even after giving them money, they have abandoned those projects. From here, we are going to have a meeting with the council authorities. Those who have abandoned their buildings, they're going to be, their contracts will be terminated.
A team of district heads of departments, led by Kalabo Town Council Secretary Kamwata Mpongo, took to the field to monitor and evaluate the progress of various CDF construction works in Liwa constituency. Tinembeo for Zanis News, Kalabo District, Western Province.
The news continues. Ministry of Commerce, Trade and Industry, with support from the World Bank, has disbursed a grant amounting to 7 million kwacha to 3 cooperatives in Zimba district under the Zambia Agribusiness and Trade Project. The cooperatives have so far bought 73 dairy animals and commenced the construction of milk collection centers and drilling of boreholes. Zambia Agribusiness and Trade Project Manager Gordon Makai disclosed this during the launch of the project. Kalunga Msonda gives us details in this report.
They have embarked on various projects to uplift their livelihoods. These are women of Chief Simwata Chela's area of Zimba district, belonging to 3 cooperatives that have been financed by government under the Zambia Agribusiness and Trade Project. The cooperatives have been supported with resources to acquire daily animals, drill boreholes, and construct milk collection centers to provide ease market for their produce.
Cooperatives that we are supporting in this area have received a total of about close to 7 million kwacha. This amount of money that has been received in this area is quite enormous to transform the way we do business, especially looking at the 3 cooperatives that we have here. 3 cooperatives that we are supporting to start with, they are supposed to acquire 93 dairy in-calf animals. The cooperatives have since acquired 75 dairy animals. From that, the resources that we've disbursed to the 3 cooperatives are supposed to construct milk collection centers, one of which we are able to see, which is behind us under construction. From that, the resources are supposed to be used to drill boreholes and equip the boreholes. I'm sure this is one of our boreholes here, which has been drilled using the resources from the project.
The women are grateful for the gesture.
Mbaka party kumfurumende tupakulumbaka party kukabunga kazatipu kulugwasho ndo vakatupa ikuti tujane ng'ombe ziandene ng'ombe zetu jisi ing'ombe ziandene ndamba ng'ombe zisumpukite zia daily zia mukupa izipa mukupa
kuzvaindwa akanjira muzatipu nivakatupa manzi chai nivakatupikira maitu asangona kukweta manzi aya titwakajisi manzi kwati kuenda kuinga kumanzi 10 kilometers kuinga kumanzi 15 kilometers chinochinde manzi akabora mumunzi koti buma omeso onse akatemi akachinja imagarden onse turapanga.
And Zimba District Commissioner is happy to see rural women taking the lead in improving their businesses.
I want to assure you, sir, that our women, when they want to cooperate, they really mean it. I think all the chair ladies who are there for the 3 cooperatives, so far, I think they've done it. They are doing very, very fine.
Kalunga Msonda, Zanis News, Zimba District, Southern Province.
And in news from the courts, an inquest commenced yesterday in the Mufulira Magistrates Court into the death of a police officer who was found dead in his house at Sikalangwe Police Camp in Mufulira District with bullet wounds in his head and an AK-47 rifle in his hands on 23rd October 2020. Initial reports speculated that Constable Nason Simbe committed suicide, but a post-mortem conducted at Ronald Ross Hospital suggested that the police officer could have been shot at long range, hence prompting the inquest to ascertain the manner of his death. Here are the details.
Constable Nason Simbeye was found dead in his house with bullet wounds on his head on 23rd October 2020 at Sikalangwe Police Camp in Mufulira with an AK-47 rifle in his hands, causing speculation that the police officer had committed suicide. However, nearly 3 years after his death, an inquest is underway in the Mufulira Magistrates Court to determine whether the police officer truly committed suicide or was murdered. So far, an expert has testified that the bullet wounds found on Constable Simbeye's head suggest that the fatal bullet that ended his life was shot from the back of his head. The family of the deceased police officer is hoping to finally get closure.
I am looking forward to a justice.
My expectation is that the law takes its course.
Several witnesses have so far testified in the case, including the deceased's best friend, Emmanuel Mtale, who testified that Constable Simbeye had several debts and was also engaged in small businesses.
So our expectation is maybe to expedite the matter. I think we're happy so far with the process of the law.
Hearing in the matter continues on 24th May 2023. Rachel Chisulo, reporting for Zanis in Mufulira.
Now, the church in Mpulungu has engaged Tasinta, a non-governmental organization that helps to reform sex workers to help address the increasing number of commercial sex workers in the district. Pentecostal Assemblies of God resident pastor Lampi Kaluba says the church has been finding it difficult to transform sex workers in the area due to lack of programs targeting the population, hence the resolution to engage Tasinta. Christine Miselo gives us more in this report.
Mpulungu as a town experiences a hive of activities that include illicit behaviors such as prostitution. This has prompted the Pentecost Assemblies of God Church in the area to invite Tacinta, a non-government organization that helps to reform sex workers through offering various life skills empowerment to help curb the vice.
Connecting ourselves to organizations that are dealing with what we are doing. We are dealing with commercial sex workers. So we invited them to come so that they can also bring what they do. We connect ourselves, even as we offer spiritual support, they also come in an area of empowerment, because these people need some sort of empowerment for them to be sustainable.
The local authority has pledged to work with the church to curb prostitution in the district.
Each one of us who is of age should be producing, should be doing something, not asking. Each one who is of age should be doing something, which is also the responsibility of government, which is also the desire of God. This is why we are here on earth, is to identify who is weak, and the weak person should be raised up so that we move together.
And Tacinta is aware of its role in this border town.
As an organization, we have interest, our founder really have interest in transforming the sex workers to live a life like any other woman. Here, when we are doing this need assessment, we find that the problems are similar, which is telling us that the center here, it's needed a lot.
Christine Mselu reporting for Zanis in Mpulungu.
Minister of Information and Media Chushika Sanda has called on Zambians to love one another regardless of their ethnicity by upholding the One Zambia, One Nation motto. Ms. Kasanda said this in a speech read for her by Zambia News and Information Services Director Lois Saili during the commemoration of the Women's Missionary Society 17th African Methodist Episcopal Church District Cultural Night in Lusaka. Here's a report.
Government is committed to rebuilding and reunite the Zambian people by upholding the One Zambia, One Nation motto. Minister of Information and Media Chushika Sanda has also called on Zambians to love one another regardless of their ethnic belonging. She said this in a speech read for her by Zambia News and Information Services Director Lois Saidi during the commemoration of the Women's Missionary Society 17th African Methodist Church Episcopal District Cultural Night in Lusaka.
Distinguished ladies, as government, we are working tirelessly to rebuild and reunite our people by upholding the One Zambia and One Nation motto. Calling upon the Zambians to love one another regardless of their ethnic belonging. It is impossible to achieve anything without unity. Today, we have the women like Dorcas, Priscilla and Aquila involved in a lot of activities to uplift the living standards of the people. You, the Women Missionary Society, are the Dorcas, the Priscilla, and the Aquila of today.
And the Episcopal President, Annie Chanda, said the church is resolved to work with the government in order to realize meaningful development in the country.
The Women's Missionary Society of the African Methodist Episcopal Church, we should not work in isolation from government, because we are the government. And hence, since we are the government, we thought of inviting one of the officials in the government, that they may come and see what, as women, we are doing in the African Methodist Episcopal Church.
Meanwhile, Episcopal Recording Secretary Gladys Sichangwa emphasized the importance of culture in bringing people of diverse backgrounds together.
How does culture bring us together? the shared values, customs, and histories, the characteristics of culture, shape the way a person thinks, behaves, and views the world. A shared culture, heritage bonds the members of this group together and creates a sense of belonging through community acceptance.
I'm Sunday Wada reporting for Zanis in Lusaka.
And in sports news, the 2023 Schools and Youth Closed Chess Tournament has officially opened in Lusaka today. National Olympic Committee and Commonwealth Games Association President Alfred Foloko has encouraged parents to expose their children to sports, especially the game of chess, to enhance their academic performance. Here are the details.
2023 Schools Youth Chess Closed Tournament has officially opened. The tournament has attracted over 200 youths and children from different schools. Officiating at the opening ceremony, National Olympic Committee of Zambia President Alfred Foloko says government has created an enabling environment for sports disciplines to thrive.
It not only provides an opportunity for these young players to hone their skills, but it also serves as a talent scouting ground for Zambia's future chess stars who represent our country at the highest levels. I am excited to learn that winners of this tournament will be awarded with various prizes, which I am confident will serve as a motivation for the young and emerging players. I commend all participants and urge them to play with passion and fair play while building a lasting friendship and memories.
Chess Federation of Zambia President Leslie Chikuse stressed that the closed chess tournament is important for the development of the sport in schools and communities.
It is important because from here, guest of honor, we are going to have the Zambia Youth National Team. This is the team that is going to represent Zambia at the Africa Youth Chess Championship in Egypt. This is the team that is going to represent Zambia at the Commonwealth Games in South Africa. This is the team that will form the youth national team of Zambia. So that's why we are saying it's a very important tournament.
Some of the participants and parents have expressed happiness with the staging of the tournament.
A great opportunity for us to be here as individuals in schools. It's also an opportunity for us to expand our knowledge for chess and for us to be winners in the future.
Fun to play my games. I am a bit stressed because there's a lot of pressure, but I will just have fun. And
what's your word of advice to parents who are hesitant about introducing their kids to
Actually, I would encourage them that the game of chess or any other sports, we need to encourage these boys and girls, because it will deter them from bad devices like drinking beer, smoking, and all other bad devices.
Chess is one of the sports disciplines that has incorporated youths, adults, and children, and is helping keep kids away from drugs, alcohol, and other bad vices. Audrey Kalenga, Zanis Sports, Lusaka.
On that note, we come to the end of the news, but before we go, let's take another look at the headlines. President Hakainde Hichilema has officially opened the Confederation of African Athletics Championship. First Republican President Kenneth Kaunda remembered. 3 cooperatives in 7 million kwacha boost in Zimba district. And the 2023 Schools and Youth Chess Tournament has opened in Lusaka. Thank you so much for taking your time to watch the news. On behalf of the entire news production crew, my name is Henry Himonde. Goodbye.